Investigations are underway to try to find out why two trains collided yesterday evening, injuring 17 people. The accident happened at the entrance to a tunnel near Salisbury station in Wiltshire. Passengers were thrown from their seats and several had to be treated in hospital. A carriage is believed to have derailed after hitting an object. A second train then crashed into that service. Travellers are being warned that the line may be shut for some days. Our correspondent Andrew Plant is at the scene. Andrew.
Jane, people living nearby here in Salisbury tell me they were still out trick-or-treating just before 7 o'clock last night when they heard what they described as an almighty bang. That was those two trains colliding. One already stopped stationary on the track. The other one apparently just a few minutes behind, completely unaware, it seems, of what was waiting for it just up the line.
Twisted off their tracks and lying side by side, still blocking this tunnel on the edge of Salisbury. The two passenger trains collided, one already partially derailed, the other on the same line, coming up 7 minutes behind. There were around 100 passengers on board, badly shaken, but most able to walk to safety.
And suddenly there was this horrible noise and it just started to tilt and fall over, and we all fell over in the carriage.
This is a massive impact and I fell across the table, and then the table came off the wall, ended up underneath another table.
There was just suddenly a lot of jostling, possessions being thrown around. I think a few people went forward and hit their head.
More than a dozen people were taken to hospital, including one train driver who had to be cut free. It's not yet clear what caused the first train to partially derail or why the second train wasn't given an emergency stop signal, but continued apparently unaware a stationary train was waiting along the line.
I'm very thankful there were no fatalities. There were some injuries to customers and our driver. So they have all been looked after, our customers. We're giving support to those that were affected. And today our focus is on working with the British Transport Police and the investigating authorities to find out what's happened here.
There are warning systems in place that should have alerted the approaching train long before any collision occurred. Network Rail say this line could be out of action for several days, while investigators try to work out exactly what went wrong. Andrew Plant, BBC News in Salisbury.
Jane, that we heard from Network Rail last night is that one theory, Jane, that we heard from Network Rail last night is that that train may have partially derailed because it hit some kind of object on the line, but no word yet on what that object might have been. Meanwhile, we're told this lunchtime there are still 3 people being treated in hospital. Their condition is described as stable.
Andrew, thank you. Andrew.